So it was about 40 plus shootings in Chicago this past weekend. And let's just say this: the left is not up in arms about this. You already know. The drive by media is obviously not reporting anything. Making any reporting on any of this crap. But we supposed to we supposed to cower down and bow down to their communistic agenda. Being told how to think according to them, no good leeching bastards. I don't hear a thing from Al Sharp Tongue, Jesse Jackson, Louis Farrakhan, and you know what? I don't even hear anything from that loser, Father Michael Flager. The same Father Michael Flager who called himself protesting over gun violence in Chicago on a public expressway 4 years ago, back in 2018. I've done a video talking about that back then, but I freaking digress. Yet these same leftists like to talk about, like to run these stupid isolated incidents, the recent isolated incidents that happened over in Buffalo, New York, and Uvalde, Texas. And I will say this, I do feel those isolated incidents are tragic and uncalled for, and people like myself are pissed off and fed up with things like that. But what about all the killings that goes on in the inner city? I mean, how come we do not hear anybody bring that up? But you bring up an isolated incident. You see, I've literally tried to settle with leftists, because apparently leftists don't like to hear the truth that it really boils down to the heart of mankind. I'm gonna tell you this: Cain killed his brother Abel with a fucking rock. Yeah, it's in the Bible. Yeah, I'm gonna repeat that again. Cain killed his brother Abel with a rock. So you really got to look at the heart of man. This has nothing to do with guns. This has nothing to do with video games. This has nothing to do with music or TV. This has something to do with the heart of man. And it also has something to do with the type of parenting these individuals, Pookie and Ray Ray being in a gunfight every weekend, all these gangbangers out there shooting up everybody. It's all about the heart of man. But you left this with a molecule-sized brain. Don't want to get into that, because your minds are so debased, and it's just hard to at least discuss with you, because you, my friends, do not like to listen to the voice of reason. Yet you are the same ones that want to disarm law-abiding citizens like myself. all while trying to all while trying to just focus on an isolated incident. I think it's time to say to you leftists out there that you need to spare me with the bleeding heart BS, because I think I've had enough. Matter of fact, I've had more than enough of it. Yeah, 40 plus shootings that took place in Chicago this past weekend, which, by the way, Chicago happens to be a Democrat leftist run shithole. I've moved out of there like back in 2014, and to be honest, I don't miss it. It's a beautiful city, don't get me wrong, but I don't miss the crime. I don't miss the high crime there. Especially since, even though it's not just on the south and the west sides of Chicago, but even in the downtown district and in the north side. And it's also expanding to like some of these suburban areas. Now, I can already guarantee, coming from personal experience living there, some of the suburban areas in Chicago, like Riverdale and Harvey, they're literally, and Midlothian, they're literally the worst areas to reside in, let alone linger. But I'm just gonna tell you this right here. You leftists, Al Sharpton, all the burn, loot, murder, buy large mansions. You guys are the biggest hypocrites, let alone the biggest scum. Let alone scum. And you know what? The drive-by media, the left-wing demonic media, are also scum. Because they'll cover this up. They'll play this off. They'll pretend that crap like this doesn't exist. They'll assume that a black person like me should be a goddamn victim because of what was supposedly done to me in the past, which I never been a slave, nor have I ever known anybody who happened to be a motherfucking slave owner. And to you leftists out there that refuse to listen to reason, fuck you. Yeah, fuck you. Because apparently your brains are as small as a fucking molecule. Your brains are so smaller as a molecule. You're just out there to shut up opposition. That's all you know. That's all you know, and that's all you want. And this is probably why I would refuse, in stuff like this. Leftists should be ashamed of themselves because they can't reason. They don't know how to reason. Listen to reason. They are basically terminators. Yeah. They can't be bargained with. They can't be reasoned with. They don't understand pity, fear, or remorse. And they don't show pity, fear, or remorse, and it will not happen ever until I'm being silenced. And that's what these leftist assholes want me to be, because I'm calling out some hypocrisy now that We just witnessed like 40 plus shootings that took place in Chicago this past Memorial Day weekend. Now, it may be more, who knows, because the weekend isn't, I mean, as of this video recording, it's not even over yet. And we already know we got a hot summer coming along the way. And I predict that Chicago, let alone pretty much every inner city shithole, is going to get worse and worse and worse. When it comes to crime, when it comes to these folks out here gang banging and all kinds of stuff. I'm Chuck Johnson, a.k.a. Kid Thunder. You guys have a wonderful night.